Stop explaining yourself, raise your standards. You ever notice how some people treat your feelings like background noise? They talk over you, they ignore your boundaries. They cross the line and then act like you're the problem for reacting. Here's the truth that changes everything. People treat you the way you train them to, not blame, power, because the standard you set becomes the standard you get. This is not about revenge. It's not about being cold. It's about standing so firm in your worth that anyone who disrespects you either rises to meet your standard or exits your life. Stop explaining. You don't owe anyone an explanation for who you are. People who respect you don't need debates or justifications. People who don't respect you will twist your words, question your tone, and pull you into endless conversations that go nowhere. Every time you over-explain, you give away your power. You think you're defending yourself, but really you're negotiating your value with someone who already decided it doesn't matter. Think about it. How many hours of your life have been spent trying to get someone to finally understand you? How many sleepless nights? How many long texts? How many exhausting conversations? And did they ever change? Here's the truth. Someone who refuses to respect you will always find a reason not to, no matter how carefully you explain. They are not listening. Respect is not built through explanation. It is built through presence. It is built through action. It is built through boundaries. Boundaries as locks, not walls. Boundaries are not walls. They are doors with locks, and you decide who has the key. A boundary is not anger. It is clarity. It is saying, here is what is okay. Here is what is not okay. And here is what happens if the line is crossed. At first, people will resist. Why wouldn't they? They benefited when you had no boundaries. But remember this, you train people with what you tolerate. If you say, if you yell, I'll end the conversation, then you must end it. If you say, I'm unavailable after 8, you don't answer calls after 8. If you say, that comment is disrespectful, and it happens again, you leave. Follow through matters more than words. Boundaries without consequences are empty warnings. Clarity plus consistency equals respect. Ask or consequence. Being liked is easy. Smile, agree, stay convenient, avoid conflict. Being respected is different. It takes courage. It means sometimes you'll say the unpopular thing. It means sometimes you'll make the uncomfortable choice. It means sometimes you'll stand alone. But being liked is temporary. The moment you stop performing, the approval disappears. Respect lasts longer. Even in disagreement, respect remains. Which would you rather be? Liked for convenience, or respected for authenticity? Silence and distance. Not every comment deserves your response. Not every conflict deserves your energy. Silence is not weakness. Silence is strategy. It says, my peace is too valuable to waste here. Distance is not punishment. Distance is protection. You don't need dramatic exits. You don't need speeches. You simply stop showing up where you are not respected. When people cannot control you with words, your silence confuses them. When they push your buttons and you don't react, the game ends. That is not passivity. That is power. Standards, the blueprint of your life. You don't get what you want. You get what you tolerate. Your standards are the blueprint of your life. Every time you lower them, you send the message, I am okay with less. Standards are not rules for others. They are declarations of how much you value yourself. Do you keep promises to yourself? Or do you break them the moment someone else asks for something? Do you rest when you're tired? Or do you grind yourself into the ground out of guilt? Do you tolerate lateness, sarcasm, and disrespect and tell yourself it's not a big deal? Your standards are the silent teacher in every room. They teach others how far they can go. They teach you what you will accept. The real-life audit. Take a moment. Think about the 3 people or situations that drain you most. The ones where you always feel smaller. The ones where you always leave tired. Now ask yourself, what am I allowing here? What boundary have I failed to set? Where am I explaining instead of enforcing? Awareness is the first step. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. And once you name it, you can change it. Examples in everyday life. Family. I'm not discussing my personal life at gatherings. If it comes up, I'll step outside. I love you, but I will not accept being insulted. I'll come back when we're calm. Work. Let's keep it on the task. If the tone escalates, I'll pause and return later. I can deliver A or B by Friday. Which do you prefer? Friendships. I value our connection. Last-minute cancellations don't work for me. I can help within reason, but here's what I can do and here's what I can't. Relationships. I won't stay in a conversation where I'm disrespected. Consistency matters to me. If we plan it, I expect follow-through. Short sentences, clear words, calm follow-through. The trap of people-pleasing. Many of us were raised to be agreeable. Be nice, be polite, don't rock the boat. But peace that costs your self-respect is not peace, it's suppression. Politeness without honesty is not kindness, it's performance. Every time you betray yourself to make others comfortable, you teach them your needs come last. Every time you say yes when you mean no, you teach them your boundaries don't matter. Every time you shrink to fit, you lose a piece of yourself. Self-respect first. You teach others how to treat you by how you treat yourself. If you cancel on yourself, you invite others to cancel on you. If you break your promises to yourself, you invite others to do the same. If you speak harshly to yourself, you accept harshness from others. Keep your own appointments. Honor your own rest. Respect your own no. The way you treat yourself sets the tone for everything else. Short, when people push back. Some people will say you're cold. Some will say you've changed. And that's fine. You are changing. You are moving from approval-seeking to alignment-keeping. Pushback is proof your boundary is visible. Do not fold. Do not explain. Hold the line. The 4 sentences. Here are 4 sentences to memorize. That doesn't work for me. I'm not available for that. We can discuss this when we're both calm. If this continues, I'll step away. That's all you need. Clear, simple, final. Energy is currency. Your energy is currency. Spend it with intention. 3 investments that pay interest. Rest, movement, honest conversations. 3 expenses that drain fast. Explaining yourself to people who don't listen. Saying yes when you mean no. Fixing what isn't yours to fix. Micro boundaries. Start small. Turn off read receipts. Block off time in your calendar. Mute group chats that drain you. Say, let me finish, when interrupted. Go to bed 30 minutes earlier and keep that promise. Small hinges swing big doors. Walking away without noise. Not every goodbye needs a speech. Sometimes you just stop showing up where you're not respected. Distance teaches lessons words cannot. Leaving is not about them. It is about staying true to yourself. Access is earned. From now on, access to you is earned, not assumed. Not everyone gets your yes. Not everyone gets your time. Not everyone gets a seat at your table. Exclusivity is not arrogance. It is stewardship of your life. The daily practice. 1 honest no. 1 promise kept to yourself. 1 boundary reinforced. 1 distraction declined. 1 moment of silence instead of explaining. Do this every day. Watch your life shift. Closing. You don't need to explain. You don't need to chase. You don't need to prove. The strongest move you can make is this. Know your value. Act like it every single day. Because when you raise your standards and hold them high, everything that belongs with you will rise to meet you, and everything that doesn't will fall away. You don't get what you want. You get what you tolerate. From today forward, tolerate nothing that costs your self-respect. That is the standard. That is the blueprint. That is the life you deserve. If this message spoke to you, don't just keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who needs the reminder. And if you want more wisdom, motivation, and truth like this, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a new upload. Because your growth, your peace, and your power, they start with one choice: raising your standards.